The reason that I became involved in the Citizens United case, and I represented Senator McConnell in that case and was one of the 4 lawyers who argued in that case. The reason I became involved in the case was because I thought it was contrary to the First Amendment at its deepest and most important level to limit political speech. I mean, there's nothing more important, nothing, in the speech world than speech about who to vote for. And yet, the case revolved around a documentary put out by a right-wing group denouncing Hillary Clinton as a candidate for president. Well, the First Amendment I know, and I voted for Hillary Clinton, but the First Amendment I know would tell me that's about as high on the list of protected material as anything could possibly be. And so to be told, well, because it's a corporation, they shouldn't get protection, and they can be, basically, have that speech criminalized, simply isn't the First Amendment that I think we have, and it is not a good thing also from a social policy point of view for the U.S. government to become involved in deciding what the different organizations created by people, associations of individuals, corporations, unions, whatever, can say or not say. So for example, and for me, to compare the Citizens United case to another case decided just 3 months later, in which Congress had passed a law basically saying that movies could not be distributed showing the torture and maiming and killing of animals. A market had been created for that, and Congress passed a law saying, well, that sort of movie shouldn't be allowed. The Supreme Court all agreed that the speech there was of absolutely no value at all. They used the word, Justice Alito dissenting, but the majority didn't take issue with it. The speech had no value, and if anything, did harm. But the court said, look, we live in a free country, and the First Amendment has decided for us that even speech which we think really is bad stuff, even valueless speech, is speech which is permitted. I agreed with that opinion. But when I read various organizations, newspapers and the like, saying now that's a good opinion in defending the First Amendment, but that Citizens United is a bad opinion, and I say to myself, what's going on here? The movies of dogs being tortured to death serve no good purpose. At the least, they trash society's lessons, and indeed that they portray conduct that is illegal in every state in the country. But there we say we will protect that speech. When it comes to political speech engaged in by corporations and unions, we'll say they can't do that. Well, I don't understand that. I think that is wrong. Wrong as a constitutional matter, wrong as a First Amendment matter, and wrong as a public policy matter. I mean, if you made me choose in the 2 cases, throw out the First Amendment now, social policy alone, I would say, well, I mean, of course. I mean, that showing the murder and maiming of dogs and cats is awful as a social policy matter. Harmful in the sense that the animals might not even be killed but for the filming and sale of it. Harmful in what it teaches our children. Harmful to everything we believe about humanity. So if you made me say, well, you can only have one, I would say, well, at least protect political speech. If you must throw bad speech over the side, political speech, by definition, isn't bad speech. It's what we're all about. And so, by my lights, Citizens United was a correct decision, and I find it disturbing that so many people whose views I often share, but so many people who think that they are supporters of the First Amendment have denounced the Citizens United opinion.